All right, g'day guys, and welcome. My name is Michael, and I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Curse of Strahd, our D&D 5th edition adventure, with, of course, my lovely, amazing, and wonderful Patreons. These guys, these awesome and amazing people. Look at them, look at all of them. Now, these guys are supporters of the channel who get to play with me once a week, where we play for 2 hours and enjoy our campaign. The highest nominated campaign was, of course, Curse of Strahd, so this is what we are playing. Now, as we go into the introductions for each of the characters in our story, I'm going to ask that anyone who is in chat, first of all, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. But if you would like to participate in the game, give us a number between 1 to 51. What I will then do is I will go through this big deck of plot twists. And basically, we will use these plot twists at various points to try and influence, shape, or otherwise alter the game. So yeah, if you guys want to play and influence the game, throw out those numbers while we meet the cast. So, starting us off, of course, is none other than the immersion diversion himself, Neil, playing the role of his chronomancer wizard Goliath, Vagog. Hello, Neil. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Michael. How are you?
I am really, really well. Tell us, what is Vagog's, what is Vagog's motivation? What's Vagog in Barovia for? What brings him to these hallowed lands?
So, his students have been sent this direction for like different quests, for tests and stuff like that. They have been going missing, and so his goal is to find the missing students, and which caused him to get caught in this mess as well. So he's here searching for his students as well as traveling with the group, trying to figure out everything that's going on. So he's just kind of he's there to help out whoever needs help as the teacher's student, or as the teacher's job. It is his job to make sure that everyone is okay. So
Nice.
he's there. He's not a healer, but he does what he can.
He does what he can. And you know what? You can't ask for more than that. All right. And next up, of course, is our delightful new friend, Charles, who is playing the role of Argento, the Dragonborn Paladin. Hello, Charles.
Yes. How's it going?
Doing well, mate. Tell us, what is Argento's motivation? Why is he traveling across the lands in the world of in the land of Barovia?
Great question. I think the real key to Argento is to get to know him as a character. He's very mysterious. He's got sort of a jaded past, really. He comes from slavery. He has a sort of a dark past. And so he's been led into this life of traipsing around, fighting evil wherever he finds it. So really, he's just looking for some answers to his own past, and at the same time, trying to help those in need and really hunt out the people who are just what he feels are evil. It doesn't matter, who they are, really. If he deems that they're an evil sort of person looking to hold power over someone, he's kind of there to put a stop to that, I guess.
Nice, nice. All right, well, you know what? If evil abounds anywhere, it'll definitely be here.
Yes.
Next up, of course, playing the role of Domiro Soundhoof, the satyr bard, is none other than the bearded gentleman himself, Mr. Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hello.
How are ya?
I am well, thanks, Michael.
Yes, and tell us, what are Demiro's motivations? Why does he take his hoofs along the beaten path in Barovia?
Wow, it's very, very mysterious, and it's definitely full of a lot of backstabbing and intrigue and political infighting and things.
So, think of the most exciting thing someone could, have as a story,
yeah,
and it's like 10 times that. Yeah. Fair enough.
Basically.
Yeah. Cool, sweet, perfect, absolutely.
At least so he tells it anyway.
Nice, I love it. And of course, last but certainly not least, playing the role of Esther, the changeling cleric, is none other than the delightful Mac. How you doing, Mac?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely splendidly. Thank you for asking. Now, tell us, why is Esther traveling in Barovia currently?
Well, she never imagined that she'd get here. She doesn't exactly know where she is, but the reason that she's traveling to wherever she thought she was going is whenever she heard about these travelers, these traveling minstrels of sorts, she was very interested because that seems like her crowd. So She was more looking to figure out who they were instead of try to drive them out.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. All right. So, without any further ado, let us go and meet these traveling minstrels as our party has finally made their way towards these individuals known as the... I'm always getting their name wrong. Known as the Vistani. All right. Whose image we shall now share. Boop. There we go. Behold the Vistani.
It's a bunch of bards.
Okay. And with that, we shall commence today's session. As soon as I say so, which is now. Okay. Our story begins where we left off, at the entrance to the lands of Barovia. Forested lands circling around a nice clear plain at the banks of a well-worn river, and the sounds of enchanting music echoing across the hills. Our heroes are greeted by a group of smiling faces, vibrant colors, jangling chains, and beautiful adornments as they are seen by this group of travelers who have warmly welcomed them to their camp. They are the Vistani, traveling merchants, bards, minstrels, and other things who are traveling across this vast and beautiful land. As you are invited to the camp, you are brought here. Several large, demountable houses are erect in a big circle surrounding a caravan of minstrels and people. Some children play among rain barrels filled with fresh water and seem to throw and steal fruit from various carts to shouting old ladies who are yelling at their quick-fingered cousins, nieces, and nephews. There are a number of horses, well-fed and groomed, that seem to be tied up to hitching posts around a large and central tent. One by one, each of you are brought, into the camp area where you're greeted by these beautiful men and women. One large individual, seems to stroll up to Domiro with a hot and very, very fresh pot of what looks to be soup. With, bits of rabbit meat, some fresh potato, general, sort of stewish vegetables, and, offers to sit by you. As he sort of hands it to you, he sort of looks at you with a hungry look in his eye, licking his lips. Here you go, sir. This is Grandma's world-famous Vistani stew. It's, pretty good. I know it leaves me speechless too.
Words cannot describe how wondrous this stew looks after so long on the road.
You take a big gulp of it from a wooden spoon, and sure enough, it might be simple ingredients, but it warms you to your very core. It is most hearty indeed. Meanwhile, Argento, you are over by a larger rain barrel with an old man that looks like Master Roshi topless. Huge rippling muscles around this old man as he looks to you and says, "All right, youngster. I've heard more than enough about your kind who travels the roads claiming to be all-powerful dragonborn. Let's see if you can put this old man in his place, eh?" As he slams his arm onto the barrel.
Oh, finally a man with the guts to challenge me. Let us proceed with the contest.
Confidence, the folly of the young. Come, All right, make a strength check for me, if you will.
All right. Strength. Stealth survival. Where's my strength check? Oh, there I'm from. Can't find it. There it is.
Oh, nice.
But that's pretty good. The old man's gonna have a bit of trouble. All right, here we go.
All right.
Oh, yeah, nope, the old man doesn't quite meet up to it. He grabs hold of your hand, and there's a bit of tug and force before Argento slams his hand down. The old man smiles and puts a drink in front of you as many of them cheer around the events that are happening. Vigag, you and Esther are brought to the center of camp, and Esther, everything around you is just filled with light and color, and you are just renewed with this sense of vigor. You could see that there are people dancing by the fire. You could see that there are people, over by the horses, kind of tending to the horses. There are, families that are over by the various caravans. Where does Esther's heart take her?
Well, at first Esther can't seem to be she's in about 15 places at once. So at first she's kneeling down to the little kids. She's showing them her jewelry and her earrings and all that. And then she's talking to people who she doesn't know, but she's acting like she knows them. But ultimately, after everything she's doing, she's just waiting for Esmeralda to finish dancing. She knows she loves her dancing, so she doesn't want to interrupt it. But she's waiting until she's done.
All right. As you do so, the children are enamored with Esther. They walk over and they sort of ask you about every bauble, every trinket. And there's a little girl who actually even approaches, who seems to have a small ring of it's like a bracelet made of leathers tied in with each other, each of a different color. She hands it to you and asks if you'll wear it. As her new friend.
Baby, I'd love to wear this.
You watch as she blushes a little.
My new best friend.
You're the best friend. I put it on.
All right. As soon as you put it on, your mind rolls backwards. Your eyes flash for a moment. And you get visions. There's a cold wetness. A strange, dark, and dank feeling. You hear the sounds of water, like someone paddling in a rowboat. Just this as the oars hit the waves. That's all you can sort of get from your moment. A few seconds later, there's a moment of clarity. You don't know what you make of that is entirely up to you, but that is what happens. Vigag, as you are exploring, where does your heart take you?
Kind of probably just standing there watching Esther, just kind of going back and forth, kind of just enthusiastic for her. He's just kind of he's kind of taking it all in. He enjoys all the entertainment as well as all the experience. So this is kind of, he doesn't see this a whole often, so he's just kind of taking in the scenes. While at the same time trying not to step on anyone, so.
All right. You take a seat over by the fire, and as the lights of the flames illuminate you, you sort of smile softly as you get to watch, these people enjoying themselves. Esmeralda even goes over to Esther and invites Esther to dance in the flames as well. Esther, do you take her hand?
She does. She's smiling.
All right. She guides you up, and you begin to move around the flames. She leads you through the dance, and Demiro, you can't resist. It looks so appealing. All of these dances, everything that is currently going on. Do you join the dance as well? Yeah. Oh, you can start playing instruments with the band.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna
play
egg them
and
on
dance.
too. While sitting down, I'm gonna like stomp my feet in the ground as hard as I can while clapping.
All right. The music picks up, and it does so. And real quick, I would like to first of all thank Ardana, who can't stick around because she's at work, but thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Who has claimed a dag dollary random plot twist, which means the plot twist gets played immediately. Which her plot twist was save the day, which happens immediately. So. Through the din of the music, you all, well, I say din, it's not din. Through the vibrance of the music, nothing din about music, you hear a sound breaking through and a shouting coming from inside the main tent.
Shouting.
That's just gonna run over.
All right. You do so. The music fades behind you, and you enter the central tent. There, at the entrance of the tent, you can see that there is a pile of empty casks of wine that seem to be stacked up next to the entrance. And as you enter, more of the cracks and whips are followed swiftly by the howls of pain. Inside, you see 3 men who seem to be attending what looks to be a young, barely conscious, shirtless teenager who is hugging the central shaft of the tent's major strut. He is tied there with lashes on his back, streaked with blood. There are 2 men here who are standing over this teenager. The first is this individual here, who I will now share with you guys. And the second is this individual, whom you recognize. If I've got a portrait of him, which I hopefully do. Here we go. Yes, and the second who you recognize as Arigal, the person who sent you the letter earlier on. Sorry, god damn it. You know what? No, I'm just going to close that. There. So, these 2 individuals spy you enter, and as you do so, you offer a quick enough distraction for the first man, the bearded gentleman, to quit his lashing. As he looks to you, he straightens up his hair, and his scowl turns to a softer and warmer look. He says, "Begging your pardons, I didn't expect to have to entertain guests in such a state. You'll forgive my appearance. I am Luvash. I am the keeper of this camp. And this, I believe, you have made the acquaintance of Mr. Aragal himself." Aragal sort of smiles at you and bows.
I walk forward and I extend my hand to Lavash.
Lavash ties up the horsewhip that he has in his hand and puts it hanging on a nearby hook. As he does so, he makes sure to clean his hands dutifully before extending it to you and taking your hand firmly.
And did you say that there were casks of what was outside the entrance?
Wine.
Okay. Does he look inebriated?
He does not.
Okay.
He does look flustered and out of breath.
Like he's just been doing a hard whipping.
Hard whipping. Whip it good.
She walks towards the teen.
The teenager is on his knees and is, as mentioned, barely conscious. He has definitely taken a decent-sized whipping, and he basically just is kind of just tied up. He can barely see you, like, in terms of, unless you stand, like, on the other side of the post to him, because he's facing it.
Esther's going to put a hand on the teen's shoulder and just not looking at either of the two men say, "Don't mistake my civility for approval of what you've done." And she casts Cure Wounds on the boy.
Sure. Your healing spell flows over his back, and as it does, the wounds start to stitch and mend. As this happens, you see that Luvash looks like he's about to say something, but very quickly, Arigal says, "Easy, brother. I think perhaps Alexei has learned his lesson. And the kindness of the strangers, of course, is just a way for them to show their appreciation of the hospitality. It would be rude for us to rebuff such a gift." Lavash seems a little bit less well-spoken than than clearly his brother, which now you know they're brothers, and says, "Fine. Take him and let him rest in his caravan. I will honor our guests. Please," he gestures for the rest of you to come in and take a seat. At this point, Arigal cuts the bindings loose on Alexei and sort of helps him up with one arm slung over his shoulder. He looks to you and, almost as if without saying it in words, says thank you to Esther, leaving you in the tent with Lavash.
Esther's going to say, "Now you seem a respectable man. What happened? Why would you do that?"
Let's go straight into a persuasion check. It's not that he's aggressive or anything like that, so there's no penalties or anything, but he's it's quite clearly family business, as it were. So let's see if he'll
She
open up.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Your character wouldn't realize either.
Oh, okay.
Let me just get the right thing up here. There we go.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. He frowns and furrows his eyebrows, placing his hands firmly on his chin. He turns and he says, "I am punishing one of our younger family members. Alexei was failing to keep a watchful eye late in the evening last night. Several of the children were taken because of his lack of vigilance. I apologize, I may have perhaps been a bit heavy-handed, but we have rules and ways of ensuring that things like this don't happen. Among the missing children was my own daughter." He sort of seems to choke up a little bit at that. "Barovia is not a kind place, and we stick together banding as a single family, even if we come from different bloods, because of how dangerous it is here. But my poor sweet Arabelle, the thought of her being alone here. But I have a duty to the others of this caravan. And perhaps your intervention was a sign from a greater power that perhaps can't spend all of my frustrations out on poor Alexei. A mistake is a mistake, after all."
I'm gonna slowly walk up to him. I'm not threatening, obviously. I just kind of walk up to him and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "I understand how you feel, good sir. I'm missing some students that came through here as well, and from what I've seen of this place, it is not a place that you can easily get by in. So, like I said, I understand."
Yes. No. I appreciate your sentiment. It is, well, very kind of you.
I can't get behind the violence, but you have your rules, like you said. So Um, yeah. And then I walk back and sit back down. If you'd like, we could help you find your missing children. You said, right?
Uh, yes, he did say he's missing children. He looks to you and says, "You would do that for us? You would search
Well, I
for?"
mean, I'm searching for my students. Maybe they're in the same place. Maybe they got taken by the same people.
He strokes his beard, and as he does so, he says, "Listen, I don't know much, but maybe speak with Alexei. Perhaps there is something that he missed, something he noticed that might be able to help you. He has received his punishment enough. Here, take this with you as well." He looks to the side and he hands you like a small tray with some bread, water, and cheese on it.
I go ahead and take it. I actually just put it in one hand because I got giant hands.
Yeah.
I'll go and see him.
He nods. Is there anything else you would like to talk with Luvash about?
I was just gonna ask for more specifics on the children in Arabelle. What they look like, what they were wearing, things like that.
He will give you the description of 3 children who went missing. You may write these down if you so desire. The first was his own daughter, Arabelle, who is 7 years old, has black hair, and pale skin. She was last seen wearing a blue dress. There is Thomas, who is a blonde child, who was last seen wearing yellow. And there was Lorraine, who is a half elf, and very, very young.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Nope. Okay. So, leaving the tent, you make your way through the Vistani camp. You were told that that Alexei will be in one of the wagons nearby. It's not too hard to track him down, and doing so, you see that your friend Aragal has already kind of left. Lying on a bed, worn, tired, and being tended to by a beautiful woman you recognize as Esmeralda, is Alexei.
I kind of knock on the cart. Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
you knock on the cart, and well, you overhear them. Alexei, oh, you poor thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Yes, no, we know. And Luthen and Lavash, he knows as well. But if I had only stayed awake, they wouldn't have been taken. Suddenly you hear please, enter.
Big hulking man just kind of weighs the cart down a bit, and I am sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it is quite all right. I was just tending to the wounds that, well, feel better, Alexei. Yeah? She kisses him on the cheek, and then leaves the tent. He, painfully sits, and he says, I'm sorry that I can't offer any, hospitality, but thank you, madam, for your help earlier. He looks at Esther.
Esther nods at him and walks forward to the side of the I guess bed.
Here, and I hand him with the one hand out. I hand him the tray bread. This is from Lavash.
Thank you. He takes it and he starts to eat. It's not obviously as delicious and warm and fresh as the stew is. This is still kind of a punishment, as it were. But Lavash is far from going to let the poor boy starve after losing so much blood. So he's, hungrily eating it.
Okay. Is it good?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're
May
very
I
welcome.
offer you some? He sort of tears one of the pieces of bread in half and hands it
Are
to
you
Vagag.
are you sure?
Yes,
This is
of
meant
course.
for you? All
Of
right.
course. The Vishtani are it is our way.
Okay. And then I as I put my hand out and he puts it in, there's just this what would be compared to like this much bread is actually this much in my palm, probably. So I just
You know you're a Goliath,
Mm.
not a frost giant, right?
It's a matter of perspective.
Look. Yeah, matter of perspective. You're probably actually not that much taller than Tim. Just letting you know, okay?
Huge.
Yeah, Tim's pretty bad. Tim's huge. Tim's tall. I almost had to rebuild my house because of Tim. I invited him over, and we have like this awning that's on the ceiling that only just misses Tim's head.
Well, you do have archways everywhere now, so it's much easier.
Yes, that's true. All right.
So yeah,
So yes,
take
he
bits of it.
yeah, you eat the food that you've been offered. All right. The scene is yours. What would you like to talk to or ask Alexi?
Lavash has mentioned the missing children. Did you happen to see which? Or you said I couldn't help but notice you said you were asleep.
Yes, I was. Well, I sort of was. I was distracted.
With what?
He seems to blush around the cheeks.
Ah, I okay. And then he doesn't say anything. I don't say anything because I get it now. Um, around what time do you think they were taken?
Probably around midnight, maybe just after.
What time is it right now? Well, it'd be daytime, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're in the middle of the day.
Okay.
Before I forget, Argento, what are
Yes.
you doing presently?
I'm just sort of hanging in the back, a little bit disturbed by the fact that the boy was whipped, having sort of some flashbacks to my times as a slave and what it was like. So I'm just sort of trying to read the situation and see what's, I guess, how people are responding and reacting, because something seems a little bit off to me. Something seems strange and odd here, but yeah, I'm just trying to sort of fill out the scene a little bit.
All right. Could I get Argento to make me an insight check, please? As,
Sure.
you've been quite observant. You've been kind of paying attention to what's going on, piecing the information together. All right.
Okay.
With a 16, now, the whipping definitely brought those flashbacks into your mind.
Yeah.
But you realize something very quickly from the story that Lavash told you, that this was a punishment. While there was, of course, the heavy hand, there was also the hand of kindness that was offered at the same time. Something that you'd never really seen during your time in that
Yes.
that slave encampment. Even the way that Alexei is talking does not seem like he's resentful. He's
Yes.
very much humbled by his experience and is remorseful of what had happened. You realize very quickly at this point that maybe justice means a multitude of things, where
Correct.
your form of justice has sort of been shaped around the idea of finding and vanquishing evil. Maybe evil has a lot of different facets, I guess, and that's kind of what's kind of going through your mind as you hear the story of what Alexi's saying.
Yeah.
He continues and says that after I returned to watch, I found several strange holes in the ground. I didn't know what they were. I thought at first maybe that they were, I don't know, like foxes or something. But, well, some of the old folk spoke of the creatures in the ground, the burrowers. Suggested that they took the children.
Can you show us where these holes are?
Yeah.
He says, I can't show you. I'm still a little tender, but
I kind of. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, I lean in close to him and I say, "There'll be a day of rations in it for you," and I wink at him.
He's like, I'm sure that would be lovely, and you're a very nice Goliath, but I'm afraid I don't. In any case, it's not too far. If you just head to the west for about 10-15 minutes, you should be able to find the place where I tracked the footsteps to.
And then as I get off the cart and I say, "I'll take your word. There's no sense in not trusting a youngin." So,
All right.
Footsteps, you said.
Yes, the children. When I returned, I saw their footsteps along with a few others. I thought it curious, and maybe they were playing with someone. I went to check, and they disappeared in the burrow fields. The old ones talked of the borrowers, creatures that lived underground that stole things from time to time. Usually knickknacks and food, but never before children.
Thank you, Alexi.
He nods and says, "Please,
Can
I hope you find them."
Can I try to recall maybe in my teacher being at the college, maybe some creatures that he might be talking about?
Magpies, maybe? Beyond that, you don't have any discerning
Okay.
information about it. All right.
No problem.
Anything else you would like to ask Alexi? All right.
I guess I do turn around and say, by the way, really, which one's your favorite one? Recalling back to his distraction.
He seems very confused. He's like, a favorite?
I said, never mind. You'll know when you're older.
He sort of
then I
smiles
walk
at you and nods. Esther?
Just quick, nothing serious. Just looking at the lashes. Do any of them look like they need more tending to, or do they look okay?
They look like they've healed, but the body is still very tender. As you can imagine, still being whipped still causes a great deal of pain, even though the wounds are no longer bleeding or life-threatening, and they weren't life-threatening to begin with. They will still be sore.
Is there water nearby or in a cloth?
Yeah, absolutely.
She sets that close to the bed. If you need that, just pick it up.
He smiles at you and says, "Thank you." From this point, Esther, you gain a special ability. The ability is called Vistani, Vistani Born. Let's gonna call it that. You will gain an advantage roll on any social duel made with the Vistani for your kindness shown to Alexi. All right. You leave the camp and begin to head west. Let us head west, shall we? All right.
Finally gonna get to go to town. No.
Okay. Making your way westward.
Take a break from singing and dancing and rejoin. My friends, I heard snippets as I was running around you. It sounded like you had everything underhand, and it was somewhat too serious for my liking for tonight. Where are we off to?
Stomach of booze, did ya?
Not enough, but it was good.
Here's another. Can I give him another? I
Wonderful.
still had on me.
Still drinking and reveling in what little food and drink that Domiro has, you quickly update him on the task at hand, that several of the children had gone missing the night before due to the lapse of watch from one of the Vistani guards. After locating the small field filled with what you can clearly see are small fox-shaped holes, this is clearly the area known as the Burrows that was referred to by Alexei. Here you are supposed to look for clues or perhaps find a means to track down what became of the children that went missing.
Yes.
Am I able
Esther.
to find the? Oh, sorry. Am I able to find the footsteps?
Make a survival check, and this goes for anyone who is going to start searching for footsteps in the soft and loamy soils.
Seems like a good place to start.
Maybe we can all try.
Oh, that is horrible.
14.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
awesome.
Vigag, you're looking around, and Argento, every now and then you're like, are these the footprints? And then Vigag goes, no, that's a deer. And Argento goes, are these the footprints? It's like, no, it's a
That's
rabbit.
a rock.
Are these the footprints? That's a rock,
That's a leaf.
Argento.
That's your footprint.
Right. Esther and Demiro, you find 3 bits of information. Number 1, you find 2 sets of child-sized footprints heading in this direction. You also see what looks like childlike footprints, but are clearly 2 sets of halfling footprints. Or at least,
Small.
small people boots, because you know that you can kind of tell the difference. They seem to head towards a particular tunnel, and yes, the tunnel's kind of like in the middle of this field.
So you said 2 sets for the children.
Yeah. And you do recall that 3 children were missing.
Yeah. Do either of the halfling footprints look deeper than the other?
They do not.
You might not get.
Ooh,
That sounds awfully familiar.
yes.
They're always around,
Let's
but
see.
they never get close.
May I try something?
Absolutely.
Okay, just want to make sure. Right. So I get within 30 feet, and I want to use of the tunnel, and I want to use thaumaturgy to shake the ground.
Okay. As you get close, you close your eyes and you begin to channel your divine energies into the land. Barovia, the soil around you, as mentioned before, seems to almost have its own heartbeat, and placing your hand on it, you almost feel that heartbeat. As you channel your thaumaturgy and cause the ground to tremble, I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Is it strong enough to actually? Because
Well,
it doesn't.
That's okay. I'll explain when we get to
Oh,
that
sorry.
point.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, you have every right to be concerned. It's like, wait, Michael, no, I didn't want to cause a thing. Yeah, I get it.
Count as us?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right,
Did that
so let's see.
count as us resting, Michael?
Wait.
Pardon?
Did that camp count as us resting or not?
Oh, yes, that would count as a.
I was gonna say, like,
That does count as a short rest, which I will give all of you now. You guys can spend hit point dice to recover your hit points if you would like. All right, so let's see. Dexterity saving throws. Argento, you succeed. Domiro, Esther, and Vigag, you all fail. So each of you will take 1d6 points of damage as the lands around you collapse, falling quickly into the dirt. All of you plummet. Let me just deal 3 damage to everyone except Argento. Because Argento, you fall in, but you land on your feet. You firmly land. As we go boop. Here to this map. Okay. Now,
Just in case anyone was using hit dice to heal up in that rest, my Song of Rest gives an extra D6 healing if you used any hit die.
I didn't even get hit, so I'm all good.
Actually, I need to roll for hit die because I have some HP to win back. So is that the one on the main tab at the bottom? Is that the dice we roll? Yeah.
And then you can add a D6 if you need it, and get Michael to add it too.
There's a 5. And then I can add a D6, as you said, just to try and get the extras. Yeah, that'll give me back full. Awesome.
You might need Michael to heal that on you, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
I can heal that. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
So how much extra healing do you need?
I was down 7. I rolled a 5, and then I rolled the extra 4, so I should be back to full strength now, which I think you've already done it anyway.
Yep, that's all full.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Awesome. Nice.
And the same for Esther if she needed it.
Yeah, you can heal that one. That's fine. All right. Now, as the ground plummet around you, you find yourself in a very narrow tunnel. You look around and you can see beams of moonlight that seem to cascade around this area, creating, well, not moonlight, sorry, it's daylight, so sunlight. Beams of sunlight that cascade around you. You can see well, actually, no, it's moonlight because it's nighttime. What am I saying? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, D6.
You find a network of tunnels, and you can hear muttering coming from further up ahead. These tunnels are comfortably large enough for a small creature to walk through, but all the medium-sized creatures need to kind of duck their heads to avoid scraping on a good few feet of dirt and soil and rock. Vagag and Argento, you will, of course, struggle a little bit because you guys are sizably bigger. Yeah. Your shoulders kind of rub up against the sides of the wall here, and there's this very claustrophobic feeling as you make your way, as you are in this space.
We seem to be a little bit stuck, almost.
Yes.
Very
small.
tight.
Yes.
Argento, a rat rushes past your leg and hisses at you.
I jump into his arms.
You're not afraid, friends. He likes the way.
It's dinner.
Just away these shadow demons for you. Light song.
Rat.
All right.
Mm.
So, you find yourself in the tunnels. What would you like your marching order to be as you move through to try and find your way back up?
Well, I've got the light going, so I guess I'll be somewhere towards the front.
Yep.
I'll pull the rear.
Yep.
Knowing there's nothing behind us because we.
Yeah, that's probably good right there.
Like that?
Smaller ones go out in front because they can navigate a lot quicker than us.
I'm grabbing onto Argento's back. Just.
All right. Not a problem. So, you start to make your way through and around. Through and around until you come to a small area at the center, at the crossroads of multiple tunnels.
I thought you were going to say a small ambush.
There, you can see several tiny creatures.
They look like they might match the size of the halfling footprints we saw.
Yeah.
It does indeed. They turn to each other.
Ah! What have you found? I found nothing. What do you mean nothing? I'm telling you I found nothing. The master shan't be pleased. Well, you can tell the master you're the squad leader. No excuses. Listen. Those few that we managed to grab aren't going to be enough. No. Soon he'll turn on us. Well, we can't have that. No, we can't. So what do you suggest? We need to attack the village. The village? Are you mad? They'll slaughter us alive. No, we haven't attacked the village in so long. Maybe their senses have dulled. Just like that camp. Yes, just like the camp. If it wasn't for that fat bastard human, we might have gotten more. Well, nonetheless, now that he's gone, we managed to get at least a few. All right, split up. We'll meet again. We'll attack the village. But be warned, any kind of attack against the humans has always come back to bite us in the arse. They're always out for revenge. That's the last thing we need. You telling me. The Elder shan't be pleased if we bring more humans down here. I thought I heard something collapsing in the tunnel back here. Shut up! Okay. Now, you know what you must do.
And they all kind of disperse, save for one.
So is he just kind of standing there, or?
Yeah, he's kind of standing there. He's cleaning some gunk off his boot as he sort of scrapes it with a dagger.
I put my hand on Argento and I say, "I've got a plan. Can you tell the others I have a plan?"
Yes.
Just as you say that, unfortunately, I'll go, "Ahoy there, you, sir."
I was half expecting the, all right, I've got a plan, pass it on. He's got a plan, pass it on. He needs a van, pass it on. All right.
He needs the can?
Was it?
He needs the can? What?
All right. As Demiro steps forward, he yells out, "Ahoy there!" The figure goes, who goes there? Show yourself. Oh, he kind of looks a bit confused. Oh, yes, Demiro, of course.
Yes, of course.
Good to see you.
It is wonderful to see you down here.
Yes.
We somewhat fell down the hole, but it does look like you might know your way around.
Oh, of course I do.
Oh, wonderful.
He kind of looks like he's been caught in one of those very awkward situations where someone recognizes him, but he doesn't recognize them, but he doesn't want to let up that he doesn't recognize you.
High school all over again.
What brings you to the dark tunnels?
Well, funnily enough, I was looking for you.
For me? Oh, yeah. Of course. Because...
because of the children, of course.
Yes, the children.
Yes.
We have children?
Well, you don't?
No, of course I don't.
He's...
I'm sorry. Maybe I was mistaken. I thought you had the children.
Oh, yes, we...
Oh, that is quite disappointing.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, we do have children. Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Haha.
Well,
he oddly enough seems a lot happier that you're like, yay, I've made him happy. He's
right.
Now,
So, lead the way then.
to what?
The children.
Listen, I'd love to take you. I would. But I just remembered that I have somewhere to be. My good friend Dominic.
Demiro.
Demiro, of course. I've somewhere to be. And but look, if you want to, the elder has the children. Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, if you just head down this corridor, he points to the south, you can find the elder's right down there, and he has the children, and he is expecting you, and yes.
Excellent.
I can't
Esther.
see him from
I
there.
will.
Can
I will let the elder know that you sent us.
No need for that. Okay, so Vagag, no, you can't see him. Esther, yes. What would you like to?
She she's just gonna look at the situation for a second, kind of in awe, kind of in bewilderment, but more looking. Before you go.
Oh, there's another one. Hello.
More.
You're just like,
Yes, there's more of us. We have a party. So, where would you find a uniform or clothing like yours? It's very nice.
Found in the tip. You take a close look at his clothes. You realize that it is torn, tattered, and worn clothing that has basically been stolen from garbage and kind of refitted.
That's perfect. Where do I find it?
In the village dump. It's at the back of the village.
Yep. Okay. Well, safe
You best
travels,
be on your way.
my dear friends. Don't tell
Bye.
them I sent you. Bye. And he runs away. Because more dangerous than swords or shields are socially awkward situations. So there you go. All right. I'd also like to take a quick moment to welcome Strahd Arcana. Thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. We hope you enjoy your stay here. If you do, give us a number between 1 to 51 and you can generate a random plot twist. Anyone who hasn't done this already can do so. And those plot twists will hopefully be used during the course of the game to influence the adventure. So there you go. All right. Now, the crossroads is clear. The kind of nervous creature, whatever it happened to be, seemed to point you towards the south.
Well, south it is, I guess.
All right.
I tell the group one thing before we move on. So you said you had a light on, right?
Yeah.
Domiro.
Mhm.
Okay. So just to be safe, I'm going to cast my first spell slot, and I'm excuse me. I'm going to recast Find Familiar and resummon the bat. So from my clothes, another bat comes out. Another guano shows up.
Hopefully, it's as devastating as the last bat.
Yeah.
But still guano. He's just
With another critical hit.
yeah. I can always send him forward above the.
Neil,
top
are you
some-
actually making me put out another bat for you to kill in combat?
I'm gonna let you kill him this time. But yes,
Yeah.
that's what Find Familiar does. I just summon bats.
It's not what I asked, Neil.
Yes.
Because I don't want to become known as the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel who goes around murdering bats. Okay? That's not happening,
Yep.
Neil.
You
Okay.
No,
get
you're
the
good.
revenge at Halloween.
Yeah, there you go. You have a bat.
There he is.
Okay?
Fence.
Nice.
There you go.
So the plan is before we go down corridors, I can have it fly forward and see if there's like enemies ahead of us or anything. So
Sweet.
that we
Sounds like the most
Okay.
wise plan.
Make a
Yeah.
perception check.
As the bat. Oh yeah, I gotta get my bat in PC.
So if the bat doesn't come back, does that mean there's trouble ahead?
Probably.
They're in a gold mine.
Yeah.
Okay, bat has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing. So
This will not
I guess
rely on
I-
hearing.
Okay, so I guess I'm just looking. It is blind sight, so it's just regular perception.
Mhm.
What? Okay, so check. So at 18 perception.
18 perception. All right. Make a dexterity saving throw for the bat.
The 5.
It better not die.
Was that the sound of a bat dying?
Yeah. Go
Stay
around
with
the
me.
My
corner,
sense, I'm
they're eating
technically
it.
seeing through the bat, so
I'm
So
blind.
my eyes just go back and I'm like, oh, yep, there's bat ahead that way.
Okay. So, a few moments pass as the bat flutters ahead. All of a sudden, so now, keeping in mind, do you actually have something to share your vision with the bat? Is there an
it's
ability
called
or a
Find
skill?
Familiar.
No.
called
Find
Find
familiar.
Familiar.
Okay. So, find familiar doesn't share your senses.
Mhm.
Read it out. Where is it?
Your familiar acts independently of you, but you always. Oh wait, where is it?
Yep. Keep reading.
While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn.
Okay. So, is that what you're doing? You're actively doing
Yes.
that. Okay. So as you actively do that, you see the bat moving through the dark cave. And as it does so, a moment of darkness, and that is all.
Oh.
Now,
So
further
yeah,
up,
they're.
further up
Is that
ahead,
a good O or a bad O?
could be either. All right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. The area that you see there we go, is an inky black darkness.
Ooh.
I would like to mask the area, but I can't. So just pretend you can't see what's in there. There you go.
Okay.
Pure area of pure darkness.
There is something bad in there, you guys.
Pure darkness, as in there's the
Your light.
doesn't-
So
Yeah.
as you hold out your light orb, the light seems to almost hit a dome made of glass. But then as you get close, you place your hand into it, and almost like a cloud of roiling black mist, your hand disappears into it. And if your light enters it, the light is no longer able to permeate outside, and you are plunged into darkness until you retrieve your hand, and the orb once again illuminates this area. You recognize this as magical darkness.
Magical darkness. Nice. But yeah, there's something pretty bad up ahead.
There's something quite dark, sure.
Well, right, but my bat is gone because I shared communications with it, so it just pooped and I came back.
Could it just be that you can't see anything in there?
Do I know if my bat dies when it happens?
You don't know. You can't feel. You can only see through its eyes. And hear through it. Whatever. Whichever senses.
Yeah, okay. So I guess all I know is that I was looking through its vision and then all of a sudden I came back here.
Ah,
Although I was constantly looking through it, so.
really fairly reliable.
You didn't hear anything? It just cut off?
Well, my vision went black and then my vision came back to me.
Hmm.
Did you get a good look in there before it poofed?
Yes, you can pretty much see what you can see on the map there. There is a tunnel that does continue onwards past that point.
Okay, so it does continue on. So wait, would my bat had like died further up then, not in here?
It died more or less at the center of this darkness.
Okay.
And the darkness wasn't there when your bat flew through. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Back here, you.
Could I try a to determine how long I think this might last if it's not naturally occurring, whether it would wear off at some point?
Excellent question. If it is a spell, such as the darkness spell, it should only last like a minute or two,
Right.
which you could choose to wait.
Well, unless we have another means of seeing in there, my light doesn't penetrate. Maybe we see if it stops. If it is magical in nature and something has created it, perhaps it will wear off.
All right.
Although I would defer to the wisdom of our wizard.
Hmm.
I'm an intelligent wizard, not a wise one. But yes,
The sage words of our wizard.
we could wait and see
The
what
learned
happens. But I think I could tell we could that there was the tunnel does continue on. But I have no idea what's in this now that it just showed that it's here.
Or maybe there was a way around.
We could go down a different path.
Hmm.
We could try following the one guy and make him.
Let's
Cover
say
this
the this conversation will take you roughly 5 minutes. At which point the circle of darkness does not seem to ebb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it seems whatever is causing it is continuing to cause it. So, onwards.
I guess so. There's no harm in standing here. So, or I mean, there's harm in not. There's no harm in moving forward just to see what happens. That's what an adventure is about. So,
Esther?
So I was able to hear all of the creatures, right? As they were talking.
The Darklings?
Halfling.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna with what's it called again? Shape changer. I believe you can change your voice as well. So I'm just going to, in a very hushed tone, say, "I could try something as well," and it replicates it perfectly.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. I would like you to make me a deception check, if you'd be so kind, or a bluff check.
Oh, am I deceiving someone? I was just saying it to them so that they could know. But okay.
I think it's whether we are convinced of the voice or not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was confused. Sorry about that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Not
like a
convincing.
perfect replica. You actually jump, all of you jump with a start as you suddenly think there is one of these behind you. And sure enough, Esther has transformed. No, do you transform or just use the voice?
Just the voice, because I would be too
So
short.
you've
to say my
shapeshifted,
voice.
so your neck no longer appears to have the coloration of your skin color, but now has like the skin color of the creatures from before, as you now speak using their vocal cords.
Good lord, Esther, your neck seems to be infected with small person neck.
Would Vagog know what's going on?
When we're speaking to them. Are you okay?
What did you ask about?
Oh, I'm just wondering if Vagog would know what kind of race she is after seeing. Like, has he seen this before?
You tell me. Have you seen changelings before?
I mean, I would think so.
How would you know if they're saying?
Like, you know?
I don't know. Usually they can change their form at will. They can make themselves look like other people that they come across.
Yep.
Does that mean you think everyone's a changeling?
Yes. I haven't seen a changeling in a while though, so that's very interesting.
And then just gonna look to Demir and say, "What would you have me say? What should I say?"
Oh well, you can, I guess, would call out that you're coming through to see the wise one, and you have knowledge of the children. They seemed quite interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you make your way in. I'm going to say that, Esther, you are taking the lead with your voice as the creature. Arginta and Vagag following closely behind. Esther, as you move through the area with your hand upon the wall, what do you say?
Okay, 1 second. Sorry, my voice.
Also, I'm gonna basically stand up and say this. Do not try to put on a voice if it damages your throat. Mostly because
No, it's not. It's not the voice. It's not the voice. It's I just have gunk on my throat.
Oh, you want to get a drink? I actually could use like a 2 seconds to just do a quick recap for some of the new people.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, while Esther is grabbing a quick drink, first of all, welcome to everyone who has come and joined us today, and a very special welcome to DM Stretch and Scorp. Nice to see you guys. I mean, it's always great to see you guys. And Rykon! Hello, greetings. Welcome. So, we're going to use this quick opportunity while Esther goes and grabs a drink to tell you what is currently happening. Now, our group of heroes have made their way into the lands of Barovia, as they have managed to find and sequester themselves among the Vitani, a group of gypsies that dwell within the lands. They have learned that several of the Vitani children have gone missing. Tracking them down into the burrows, they have managed to fall into a small den that seem to be occupied by these strange halfling-like creatures, although unlike halflings, they seem to prefer the underground. Now, the children have been spotted here, and these creatures have all but admitted that these children are definitely down here, in the possession of some creature known only as the Elder. Our group has managed to dupe one of them into showing them the directions they needed to travel, and have thus started their journey. But no sooner than they began, Vagag summoned a tiny bat familiar, which was quickly dispatched in a pool of darkness, which our heroes have now entered. In a bid to try and trick the darkness into thinking that they're allies, Esther, our changeling cleric, is attempting to change her voice in order to assume the guise of one of these creatures, to hopefully trick whatever is lurking in the black to thinking it is one of them. That about good? Yeah, sweet.
Last time on Barovia Z.
Okay. Also, hello, Froghemoth! By the way, Froghemoths are like my favorite Pathfinder thing. I love Froghemoths. They're awesome. I had like a Froghemoth fighting a T-Rex because there's like an artwork that's in one of the old Pathfinder books for it. It's awesome photo. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I get distracted. Leave me alone! Okay. So, Esther, you have entered the darkness with your crew in tow. What do you wish to say to the darkness?
Well, what she's gonna do, her entire body language changes. She actually kind of like bends forward a bit and said, I swear I'm gonna get lost in these tunnels forever. I don't know which way to go. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. As you walk past,
I love it.
As you walk past, again, your hand firmly on the dark stone, there seems to be nothing around you. No sound, no movement, and you slowly continue. Argento and Demiro, you both follow in suit. Vagag, I need you to make me a perception check at disadvantage, please.
No. By the way, I'm probably using my quarter staff to like hit things and try to walk around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, disadvantage. Sorry. So
Just
yeah, that
like
would be a 10. Yep.
Okay.
Straight 10.
All right, let's see how this goes. All right. Roll with advantage as a Vagag.
Run.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ah.
All right.
Not good.
Now, Argento, I need you to make me a perception check, please, as Vagag is walking behind you with his hand firmly on your back. A few seconds later, his hand seems to pull away from you.
Right, perception. Oh, no.
Is this going to be a check?
It's killing
Up
us.
in front?
Yeah. Tunnels are killing us, man.
Yeah, okay. So, Vagag, you sort of pull back. The others do not seem to notice. Now, I want to paint this picture well. So here's what I'm going to ask everyone to do. If you're in the audience, I'd like you to do this as well. Okay. Let me get the right music for this. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. That one. Perfect. Okay. Okay. As you're walking through the tunnel, Vagag, suddenly, as your eyes are closed, you feel around and you can feel only the strong shoulders of Argento in front of you. Your staff tapping on the ground incrementally as you move. Suddenly something hits you. It slams in from the top of your head and engulfs you. You feel this wetness, this moist clinging to your face. You try to speak, but you can't inhale. All the oxygen around you has been removed. And as it's almost like you're speaking into a pillow. You claw. You immediately drop your staff and try to grab hold of whatever it is that has you. You feel these almost like sandpaper-like leather, just engulfing your entire head. You pass what you think could only be an eyeball. That's got like this very thin protective eyelid that you kind of can feel. And it's not just one of these. There's like 6 of these eyes on this thing that's now on top of you. You feel sharp pincers digging into your shoulders and clawing at your throat. You are silenced completely. All right, we are going to go into initiative. As Vagag has been attacked by the following creature. And for our lovely audience...
No! I know what that...
That's
But I don't...
the only guy that we have that can cast magic missile.
All right. For
no.
our lovely audience, this lovely creature is what he is feeling digging into his head.
Aww.
It is a beast known as a dark mantle.
Dark Mantle.
Winks.
Oh.
All right.
These things.
The silent killer. All right. So we're going to go into initiative, which is automatically rolled. Vagag, we start with you. You quietly, as this thing has you by the head.
I'm gonna activate my tattoo. It's called the where is it? The Coiling Grasp tattoo. I'm going to attempt to make a grapple check to pull it off.
Sounds like it was made just for this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says oh yep.
So, Vagag, can you describe what your coiling tattoo is?
So, it's a claws kind of covering the eyes. Mainly, there's like a V shape coming down.
Yep.
Like in between the eyes, across the mouth.
So
it's
I want
extra-
to take a moment to point out that those tattoos are on your face, and your face is currently in the stomach of a creature where your arms are not.
Right, but it activates. It's like a shadowy tendrils.
Yep.
Yeah, that cause tattoo to extrude into inky tendrils.
Ah, okay. So how do you activate it? Command word? Somatic?
No, there's nothing. It just while the tattoo is on your skin, you can, as an action, cause the tattoo to extrude into inky tendrils. Which
All right.
Oh, I can't see it though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, even if you don't see it, that's fine. You know that they're there. As long as you don't need to grab it or you don't need to cast anything or anything, that's fine. All right. These inky tendrils stretch out from your face. And you know what? I have just the thing. Let me try that again. Inky tendrils stretch from your face.
Whoa.
All right. Now what?
It needs to make a DC 14 strength saving throw, or take 3d6 force damage, and be grappled by me. Or grappled by the inky tendrils.
Okay. Very well. Let me just...
grapple.
Yeah, let me try that first. So here we go. Okay, so it needs to make a what strength check?
It needs to make a DC 14 strength saving throw.
DC 11 is what it makes. So
Yes.
no, it does not. It is now, I guess,
Grappled.
grabbed from the inside of it by the tendrils that have grown out of it. So
And it,
yeah,
and it takes 7 psychic damage.
all right. You can drop that on the dark mantle if you would like.
Oh. Yeah, should I just
That's
drop
fine. No,
the
that's
damage?
fine. I'll add it. I'll add it.
Okay.
Just so
Sorry,
you
I
know.
forgot.
There we go. 7 points of damage. Okay. There's this soft from the inside of it. The dark mantle definitely does not appreciate that and will 100% continue to crush Vagog. Oh, sorry. It does get an advantage on that.
It's a grapple battle.
Grapple battle.
Except he's just continually grappling me. Oh,
All right.
gosh.
And once again, like, just because these tendrils are trying to basically get outside, like, your tendrils are trying to push out, it's just trying to keep its mouth shut. Imagine, if you would, and I love the fact that my audience is going to imagine this right now. Imagine for a moment that you're eating at a beautiful Japanese restaurant, and for some reason when you went to eat, like, your udon noodle soup, you took just one too big a slurp, and your mouth is just filled with udon. And now you're just trying to keep it so you can just chew on it. Trying to force it down. Because obviously if you spit it back out into your bowl, it's going to make you look gross. So that's what it's doing with your head. Its mouth is filled with tendrils that's basically noodles, and it's just trying to chew you down.
Right.
All right.
And Michael, as a reaction, I'm actually going to use powerful build or Stone's Endurance, which I can roll a d12
Mhm.
and add my Constitution modifier and reduce the damage by that total.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. Okay. Please do so.
Just trying to eat a rock.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I forgot, what's my Conus 2? So
The D12 plus 2?
yep, I just gotta put the adjust.
Oh, nice, beautiful. All right, you take no damage from that. That as he chews, and I mean, I'm never gonna get to say this again, but he bites off more than he can chew, and he cannot literally chew through your very stone skin. Demiro, you can make me a perception check as you can see if you can hear what is happening behind you. Now, dark mantles, while Demiro is doing this, specialize in stealthy kills. They basically just nab someone, and then while they can't talk, suffocate them, chew them, whatever. But Demiro, you hear the telltale sound of the staff hitting the ground as it rattles to the ground. You think to yourself, I think Vagog's okay. I mean, maybe he just dropped his stick. But then you hear the sound of the spell being cast, muffled by something. Something is definitely wrong behind you. Vagog is in trouble.
It sounds like the sound of Vagog having his head eaten.
Magog is getting vagagged.
Vagog, if you're being devoured, say absolutely nothing. Damn it.
They forgot Vagog. But I still can't see anything. However, I am still going to try and. So I don't hear. Do I hear him going? Or anything like that?
Yes, you can. You can hear him.
Okay.
So I'm going to say you can get a rough 5-foot square as to where he is.
Yeah. I mean, that's good enough to try and rescue him. So I will give it a shot if I can take a step back there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you kind of bump into Argento.
And Vagog, is that you?
No. Just, he stepped
yeah,
on my
yeah.
foot.
All right, just get around you here and take a swing behind you. Don't move.
Take a swing,
Sorry.
it hits me in the knee.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds, listen, I know you and I have had our differences, okay? But listen, you don't need to punish my players for them. All right, what do you do, Demiro?
Okay, so I'm trying to roll with disadvantage. I don't know if...
Down the bottom left, there's a advantage and disadvantage button. If you just push on that, it'll automatically do it.
Does that apply to the ones I drag from my skills?
Correct.
Okay. It wants to drop onto Vigag.
Oh, sorry, let me just... There you go.
Aha.
It wants to kill me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoa. Oh.
Oof. All right, you take your weapon, your, what are you using? A sword?
Rapier.
You use your rapier, you thrust, and it just narrowly misses. You hear it sort of hit the wall behind where Vigag is standing.
Are you safe now, Vigag? Oh.
All right,
Me in the toe.
Esther, you've heard Demiro sound the alert, as it were. Vigag is in trouble behind you.
Okay. Sorry. Let me see. Trying to find it again. She's going to walk in the direction that she hears noise.
Yep.
I can't see the map. So.
Oh, no, that's fine. Let me... Boom. Hopefully that'll help that.
There it is. Okay.
Let me just sync everyone's view real quick. There we go.
Let's see. Oh, so is this right here okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You kind of move forward, still blinded. You bump into Argento and Demiro.
Okay. And then let me see if I can find it again. Sorry, I just lost it.
Nope. What are you trying to do?
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Very well. If you go to your actions portion of your character sheet, down on your level 1 spells, there is your guiding bolt.
There it is. Okay, and then I just press disadvantage. And guiding bolt.
Double 5.
All right, so that's a 10. Let's see if the Dark Mantle... Oh, it is an 11 to hit it. But that being said, your radiant bolt, as it strikes the wall behind it, there is a momentary flash. And for... Let me just... Come here, you. And for... 2 rounds, the darkness is dissipated. And you can see Vigag with the dark mantle on his head.
Okay, so that was a...
Perfect cat, Vigag.
All of a sudden, the dark mantle's like, well, thank you. Now, fellow humans, what say we continue on our grand adventure?
Oh, well, your voice sounds a bit different, but okay.
No, don't be silly. I am the human that you knew before.
Wait, we knew a human?
Wait, no, I would... Yes.
Now this campaign has a magical head too.
That's it. Party character is replaced by a dark mantle on an adventure.
Called Puma.
All right. So, Esther, you have taken a move action. You've taken a standard action. I believe that's it, unless you have a bonus action you've got.
Can I figure out if it was because it was radiant or because it was just light in general?
100% radiant.
100% radiant? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. That brings us to the mighty Argento.
All right. Now that I can see it, it brings into play some of my, I guess, little tricks that I might be able to use, which One of them is I think I'm going to try to compel it into a duel to get it off of. I want to get it off of Vergog because he's probably got a little bit better spells and whatnot. So when the light ends, I'm not going to be pretty useful if I can't see it. Well, I guess the question is does my dark vision doesn't work in this little bubble, does it?
Not in the bubble,
I can't
no.
see.
No,
Yeah,
it's it's magical darkness.
So this is a bonus action to compel a duel. So I attempt to compel him to come after me instead of whoever he's attacking.
All right.
So yeah.
I like it.
So one creature that you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
It is compelled.
Yes.
All
Look at my
right.
lovely head. Oh, I'm so compelling.
oh yeah, he does like the shampoo ads. He like flicks his hair and he's just like, oh, what a glorious head I have.
Yes.
All right, it is like normally these things are ambush predators, but against its better judgment, it's like, no, I know which head I need.
Yeah.
All right, but that was your bonus action, so you've still got a regular action and a move.
So now this bonus action, I will, I guess I will attack with. Is it close enough to use my Warhammer? I guess
it is if you
I'll
move.
make an attack with the war. Yeah, so I'll move as close as I can get.
You're gonna hit me too. Wow.
Well, it should be ready to, I guess, disengage. Yeah, I'm gonna swing at it with the Warhammer.
All right.
You guys are gonna kill me in the process of killing
Oh, sorry, I didn't put it on the character. But
that's all right. You can try.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that it matters. That'll hit. Yeah. You swing your hammer around and smash it square in its big face. Deal your damage.
Yep. Now damage on to it. Oh.
5 points of damage. The soft padded bit of the leather sort of buckles as you've hit it, as it sort of wobbles back and forth.
You hit and I go, oof.
You're also blinded and you can't breathe. Whilst you're struck. Okay, that's fine. Sweet. All right, good. I was just making sure that you didn't take any of the damage. You do not. All right. Vagag, it is your turn. From inside, you are continuing to suffocate.
Okay. So I'd asked this before. I never actually think I got an actual answer on it. So Quelling Grass Tattoo just has the effect where if I happen to grab it, it takes the damage and is grappled by me. And also for it to escape the grapple, it has to take an action with the same kind of roll.
Yep.
How does the damage happen every turn then, or is it on the initial grab?
It'll be on the initial grab.
Okay. So then I'm gonna take my action to try and get it off of me then.
I'm gonna say between your tattoo holding it and it holding you, you are unable to, because even if you succeed as a strength check, you'll only break one of the two grapples, which you may do, but so you know you will not succeed.
Can I try and smack it, like,
Yes,
go
you
like
may.
this with my quarterstaff?
Totally.
Smack myself with that?
That's definitely doable.
Okay, cool.
Oh, actually, no, you've dropped your staff.
Oh,
Perception check.
Just
I
headbutt the
can't
wall.
see.
No, you can still make a perception check to feel around. Perception is
okay.
more
I was
than
like-
just your sight. Ladies and gentlemen, public service announcement from your GM.
Oh, it's performance.
Hi
Whoops.
guys. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I'm a professional role player from Perth, Western
There we go.
Australia. I've got something to say to you. Number one, performance is not a perception check. And number two, perception involves all your senses. Your taste, your touch, your sight, your sound, that kind of tingly feeling you have when ghosts are about to attack you. All of these are covered in your perception check. This has
with a
been
20,
a
what's
Dead
the
Aussie
plus?
Gamer public service announcement. The more you know. I need an ad. I need an ad thing. A little rainbow.
What
All
does
right.
the 20
Sorry.
give me?
A
Can you
20?
taste it with a 20?
Yeah.
All right. So with a 20, you feel around on the ground and eventually find the large staff. You grab hold of it in hand, and you can make an attack on your own face if you would like.
Yes. That was a 20 on there too.
You miss your own head. All right. Now, the Dark Mantle releases you from his grapple, and attempts to flee.
He has to make an action to break.
I
my
am
grapple.
aware.
Okay, sorry.
It does not. And because it cannot, it is going to bite you.
No. I am going to use my chronal thingy. What's it called?
Chronal shift.
Chronal shift. Which
you
it
want-
has to make another roll and take the new result.
Sure, can do.
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay, it'll miss.
As I take my little clock out and
Very well. Very well. As your tendrils have created a little mini barrier around your head. As it's trying to chomp on it, you kind of just shove it away. I would also like to point out to my audience members that the Dark Mantle is a CR half. My players are level 3.
he caught me off guard, okay?
Half too many for me.
That's where I'm weakest.
It's half too many. I love it. All right, Demiro, it is your turn.
Now that I can see it,
Mhm.
just stand still, Vagag. We'll have it off you in a jiffy. I'll try and look its sides out.
Boink.
Weak. Here it is. Get off him, squiddly winks.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
You thrust and your blade sinks deep into its flesh. Ooh, 7 points of damage. It is bleeding profusely. You're not sure if it's Vigag or the creature, but it's bleeding.
The guy doesn't have blood.
All right,
What?
Esther. Oh, can't hear.
There it is. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I want to. Let's see. So I don't have. Okay. There we go. I want you to try and stab at one of the eyes with my Yakulwa.
Your what?
Yakulwa. It's like a spear, basically, a tiny spear.
All right, make your attack. As you pull out your pointed weapon, you and try to thrust it into his head and just narrowly miss.
This is nice one.
All right. As the blade passes by and glances off the rocks, Argento, it is your turn.
Yes. All right, still close enough to swing the Warhammer at it one more time. We'll
You know what? No.
still see it.
No. Moment of glory. Playing the plot twist card, you get an automatic hit.
Nice.
What does he crit?
So just so with an automatic hit, do I just roll damage now?
Just roll the damage. As you
All right.
swing your hammer above in the air, and I think Moment of Glory came from
Yes.
Laura Bones.
Thank you, Laura.
All right.
Thank you, Laura.
With a mighty hit and a plot twist, the hammer cleaves the creature from
Yes.
the top of Vagag's head. He breathes as he catches his breath. You watch as the dead body of the Dark Mantle lands on the ground. It is also next to a second Dark Mantle that's on the floor. It's eyeballing you and staring. It's chewing on something. There were two Dark...
102.
Yeah, there were two. There is now one.
Nice.
I'll kick it. Get out of here, you.
Yes.
Cram.
As it turkeys away. All right.
Oh,
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
interesting.
Are you all right, Spragog?
I seem to still be alive. Thank you very much, you guys.
Oh. Bloody
That
Goliath.
you hate Goliaths. I hate
Bloody
them.
Goliath. Oh.
with that, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, so I can get that armor I need very much. So.
All right, you cast Mage Armor. An invisible force shield covers your body.
There I am.
May I, before we can...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just moving you to where I need you on the map, but yeah, you're still back
no
there.
worries. Okay. When everything's has quieted down, Esther's just gonna listen back where they came from, just to make sure that nothing is approaching.
Yep, nothing seems to be approaching you from behind.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to make sure. Thank you.
So, if there's any healing or anything you would like to do between now and moving on, you may do so now. Otherwise, we can continue.
I shall.
Some would say that Mage Armor was slightly too late, Begard, but
I-
better late than never, is what
He
I
caught, he caught me off guard. It's hard to tell when. I should have used it before the shadow. Yes.
Yes.
How much was your bonus, Demiro, for healing?
say. This is if we do a short rest, then you get a decent.
Michael, did you say we were doing that, or?
No. It's if you have like healing spells or if you want to actually do something.
Oh,
to heal.
okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're
Okay.
fine.
I have
Yeah,
one
I'm gonna-
left if you need it.
No, I got a potion of healing I can use. So. You save your stuff. I'll use mine.
All right.
2, 4 plus 2, 5, 7. Okay. That's good enough for now.
All right. So, continuing through the dark and narrow corridors, you eventually find yourself at a T-junction. There is a pathway leading to the left that seems to go a long distance, and a shorter corridor leading to a small chamber to the right. Which way would you like to go?
Ooh.
Well, the chap before said go south, so I suppose it then Elder must be in here.
As you turn and make your way to the south, you hear something in the distance. Let me just get this real quick. It says... Bum, 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 bum. It doesn't say that. It says...
Get out!
Oh, excuse
Well,
us.
that's okay.
Sorry. I guess it wasn't that way.
Okay. Why can't all my games be that easy? Very well. You choose to go north?
North it must be.
Very well. Sorry.
That voice has been more truthful than those halflings were.
So to let you guys know, there was a CR6 in there. And it just minds its own business, which is funny because it's just like get out, and then you're just like, oh, okay, bye. It doesn't follow you or anything. It's just that's it. Huh, all right.
Why would I distrust a strange voice in the darkness?
Yeah, why would you? All right.
Argento, any chance we could maybe swap positions for a brief little while?
Sure.
Oh gosh.
Too late. You've said it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, maybe nope.
All right. So, making your way further up north, you eventually find yourself. Let me just change the ambience here.
Too late.
Okay. You find yourself in a larger chamber. Here, a bunch of random things are basically piled up. Things that have been stolen from the village, stolen from caravanners, travelers, all piled in various locations. You can see small piles of food, clothing, backpacks, even some broken down weapons. Most of this considered to be junk that people would never even notice. A tiny broken, smashed up lantern, and more. There are also 4 creatures rifling through all the belongings, similar to the ones that you'd seen previously. Halfling in size with large, long noses and white, stark white eyes and hair. They appear as these.
So sort of halflingy, goblin-y, sort of not quite either.
Yeah. So, the one down the... Oh, sorry, I should probably put it in somewhere that my audience can see. There we go. All right, the creature down the bottom is, of course, the ones that I'm describing. However, at the back of the chamber lies a taller one that seems to wear a brandished sword and cape. They look very, very similar, but this one appears more humanoid in nature. These creatures are known as the Darkling. They are the standard Darklings and, of course, the Elder. The Elder seems to lord over the others, as he seems to be watching very, very carefully what they're doing. Next to the Elder at the back of the room appears to be a small cage with a tiny child in it.
Why, hello there, friends.
Oh my god!
Yes. Samuel sent us. He said the elder has the children.
At this point, they say,
What? We know not Samuel. You dare desecrate the place of the elder. Why, we should...
we
Oh,
should,
no.
we should
would
let
not
them...
desecrate.
Yeah, they didn't mean to desecrate. We should let them go, man.
What?
One of them, this dude
Desecration
here.
would be an abomination of this lovely place.
We're going to play the plot twist card, Sloth.
Yes.
It's like, man, listen, right? Like, we've been hunting and we've been, like, borrowing, like, for ages, you know? Like, why don't we hear them out? I mean, they came all this way. Maybe they've just got something nice to say, you know, spreading goodwill and love and all that.
Shut up, Derek! Nobody likes you!
Also, if there's any
Oh.
Derek's in chat, I'm sorry.
We like Derek.
Yeah, see, they like me. They're pretty cool, man. You know what?
Come with us, Daryl.
Yeah.
You know what? These guys are
Derek.
so cool. I'm gonna like definitely, you know,
Yes.
become like neutral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's
Listen to
that's
Derek.
just see that they don't call me mean names, you know. Like they're just
Derek's awesome.
they're so nice. But hey, like you know, what is, you're looking for the children? We have some children.
Oh,
We have offered the
wonderful.
children to the master. You're too late.
Oh.
They're eaten. Yes. Yum, yum, yum. All gone.
Eat-
Mm.
Oh, that is a shame. Oh, we brought food for them.
Oh man, yeah, no, they're not eating. They're like just over there. He points at the cage that's like obviously there.
Shut up, Derek!
Derek's from Humboldt
I
County, in
swear,
California.
I swear, if you weren't my brother and Mum didn't say that I have to look after you, ooh, I would have tossed you into a pit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I am your brother, and you can't toss me into a pit because Mom said you had to stop.
Stop touching me.
Derek is the best.
Derek.
All right. Yeah, these guys are getting into an argument. They Does anyone have anything they wish to interject with?
You tell him, Derek.
Yeah.
And
Esther-
now, calm down.
Oh, sorry.
Esther, go ahead.
Was that the mirror?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Esther, not too far, just so that they can see her. We'll step forward and look to the elder and sort of bow in acknowledgement that he's there.
Yeah, Esther still
the-
looks like one of them.
You take a moment. Something doesn't seem right. Make an investigation check,
Ooh.
because they have those in Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think we've done that before.
He's actually
Oh,
Oh.
bummer.
He does not seem to acknowledge you in the slightest as you bow.
Oh, well, she wouldn't realize then. But I think I realized. No.
The master requires fresh brains. From the young, preferably. You cannot stop the master's unholy harvest. We are his borrowers, and we will continue to feed as long as he protects us.
Quick question for you three. How old are you?
We are 7.
Fresh brains, you say? Well, there's some fresh brains just in the corridor down behind us.
Samuel doesn't count.
Oh no, not Samuel.
He told us to leave him alone. That's right.
Yeah.
He demands brains of the surface dwellers. Surface dwellers, yes. These are surface dwellers.
The other two look at the guy who says that. They look at you guys.
Hey, wait a minute. They are surface dwellers. They kind
we
of
are
tricked me because they're
surface dwellers.
underground.
But really, aren't we
Yeah,
all
so we're-
surface dwellers in our own way?
All 4 of them say no.
Well,
And-
you've been to the surface.
Well,
Even
yes.
Derek?
Derek, what
Derek.
Well, then,
happened?
Sorry, man. I got caught up in the moment.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It's all good.
Do you have the munchies,
I'm
Derek?
on the surface.
Oh,
You
man.
were a time were a surface dweller.
Look, I mean, if I'm being honest, I do have the munchies, but we eat lichen and fungus, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the shrooms
So
have
why
the
are you
Sorry, I
power.
can't help you.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Where's this fungus you eat?
Anyone who hears this realizes, well, if these guys eat fungus, why are they eating brains?
Hmm.
So,
Make
what
a
are the
trade.
brains for?
That's
Oh.
for the master. Yes, the master knows. The master knows. You can ask him.
Master knows.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
Where is the master?
Please.
Master, this future meal wishes to know why you eat brains.
As you watch the master, as it were, he sort of sits in his chair and sort of, you watch as one of his eyes sort of starts rolling independently of the other as he looks at you. And he says in a deep voice, hold on, maybe I can do this. This might sound absolutely ridiculous. But
we seek brains from the surface dwellers. The surface dwellers are nutrients and must be provided.
Provided to whom?
That guy back
To
there?
us, so we might grow.
Us.
Yes.
Yes, us.
Yeah. Us. Daryl just said you guys eat fungus.
As in all of you?
Or all of us.
Hmm.
I will be full. You will provide, my friends. Get them!
Oh, man.
And as they prepare to lunge at you, all of a sudden, the elder vomits. And as he does so, he leans forward for the very first time. And doing so, you notice something absolutely horrific. The back of his skull is exploded.
We.
And within the back of the skull is a hollow. And within that hollow
Oh.
Okay.
is a four-legged creature clinging to its cape. It looks at you, and several large tendrils spawn from its wriggling mass, and you kind of watch this horrifying scene. What's your reactions?
Good Lord, your master's brain just leapt out of his skull.
All of the
Nice.
all of the Darklings literally.
I
Esther?
sorry. I run up, get the two that are closest to this creature, and I just try to pull them back, like say, and I just say, "Y'all gotta run. Y'all gotta run."
Get out of
Y'all
there.
gotta run. We'll
All
take
right.
care of it.
Mm-hmm.
As you do so, ladies and gentlemen, that is of course where we're going to leave today's session, as our heroes have managed to encounter
Cliffhanger.
one of the intellect devourers, a type of psionic type of creature, quite nasty, quite horrible, that seems to have eaten the elder and has tricked the Darklings into stealing stuff for them. I'm gonna leave that picture up. You know what? I'm gonna leave that picture up there just so we can enjoy it. There we go.
Baldur's Gate.
All right.
It looks so friendly.
Okay, so to wrap today's game, as we always do, we're going to do a quick breakdown of the session with everyone, and then we're going to go raid someone, some well-deserving individual, straight after. So, how do we go for today's session? Argento.
Yes, pretty good. I think. Look, I didn't have a whole lot of action, I guess, which is more of my character style, the combat, whatnot. But I think it was really good to sort of see some of the other characters and how they're reacting to situations. Because you know, the good thing about being the character that I am is it's great when there's ample room and we're sort of fighting everybody. But when we get in these sorts of situations, it's really interesting how I'm a bit neutralized in that way. So I think it was really fun to sort of see that and run across some really interesting characters. Like, is it Daryl, right? What's his name again?
Oh, Daryl. Derek.
Yes. Derek is awesome. I like Derek. But, no, it's
Very
really good
nice.
to sort of get into these extra creatures that are, what we see here, a brain with legs. It's kind of cool. So.
Nice. For me, that's absolutely great. One of the things, I guess that you kind of learn as you sort of get into role-playing games and play a bit more is, unlike a video game where you can often specialize in one specific field and just excel, role-playing games have kind of like a nuance that affects all forms of the role-playing game. So people who can both do the combat stuff and do the role-playing stuff and do the conversational stuff. The one thing that I will say to anyone who's watching, anyone who's playing, it does not matter what your stats say. You're, primarily the character that you're playing is part of a story, and your main thing is to be an element in that story, to share that tale with everyone. So I can't wait to see Argento stepping up here.
Yeah.
We've definitely had a few combat dodges. And then of course we've got now a big one coming up as well. So next week I definitely think we'll see a lot more of Argento in his prime element. So yay, looking forward to that. Vagog, how did we go?
Today was amazing and astounding. I'm gonna say I had a lot of fun during the squid fight. I thought Magog was gonna die, honestly, because I was like, oh crap. You grabbed a wizard with low AC because he didn't have his thing in the darkness. This is a wizard's bane, the bane. They suck when they're like ambushed. So I'm like, uh-oh. So that's why I'm like, all right, I gotta pull all these abilities that I have out. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Argento. Thank you, Tomiro. Thank you, Esther. I don't get to play wizards often, and when I do, they don't last long.
Well, look, you lived. Isn't that nice?
I did. Yeah, I was happy. I'm like, yay.
Well, you are playing possibly the toughest wizard ever.
I know. It's like, but at the same time, I had a lot of fun. Like, I was just like, this is amazing. I love it. This is fun.
All right, Domiro.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I think everyone pulled out some different aspects of themselves in the gypsy camp, and then continuing down, I really appreciated Vigag sort of playing up the helplessness in the ambush, although really had a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Like
But
stone
I appreciate the panic that came through from the character.
Because that's the thing, is sometimes we forget that our characters, as living and breathing creatures, feel fear and feel panic and feel anxiety and, you know, pain. You know, all these things that sometimes we go, yeah, I've still got 1 hit point. I'm fine. I'm just as effective on 100 hit points as I am on 1 hit point. So, you know, we tend to forget that. But no, that was very good role playing from Neil. That was very enjoyable.
I've met these characters or these bad guys before, and I've never had good outcomes with them. So
I think
that's why I was also very afraid, because I'm like, no.
I think we were quite fortunate with the radiant light.
Yeah.
A couple of rounds.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Or could have gone a different way.
That's very true. That's very true. In its own element, it was very dangerous. But thanks to Esther's efforts, it did give you guys the upper hand. And speaking of, Esther, how do we feel about today?
I really enjoyed today. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Any favorite bits?
I guess the level of confidence that Demiro had in every situation.
In there! Holy shit! Oh god!
We'll go north then.
I will admit, I was kind of stumped a couple of times, like just how confident he walked up to that first dude. I was just like, these guys aren't really the smartest of creatures. So, I mean, like, yeah, the confidence that he had was just so up there. He's just like, yeah, you're supposed to be here, because why else would you just walk up and say hello?
I thoroughly enjoyed the Darklings. They were amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I like.
You could look like them.
You know what? One thing I do enjoy more than anything is when I get the opportunity, and I know it sounds very, very self-serving, but is getting the chance to role play with myself. I love having those little subtle changes in the same voice, so you can kind of still tell that there are 3 or 4 people talking to each other. Yeah, it's always fun. I always get so into those scenes, and I just like lose myself, and then I'm like, oh wait, hang on, I'm running a game for people. You know.
I appreciate though that a dungeon crawl doesn't have to be a crawl through combat.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, yeah, I know that absolutely. Dungeon crawls can be long and arduous and tiring, but you know, as long as you kind of remember that people are in dungeons for reasons, you know, you end up with pretty fun encounters.
And we still hit some traps.
And you what?
And we still hit some traps along the way.
Ah, yes, true. Okay, hold on. I need to go see who we're gonna raid, but it's gonna make some noise.
My other favorite part is the go away. Okay.
We'll go
Get out.
Okay, let's see. Not many people floating around. We've got you know what? You know what? I don't think we have anyone playing Dungeon. Oh, Delric. Delric is currently playing. So we're gonna go raid Delric.
That's what I was when you said Derek, I was thinking Delric. I'm like, it's Delric.
No, I wasn't being so mean. So Delric is doing some GM prepping. So we're gonna go raid him and say howdy. Real quick, a message from the Quild is that sorcerers are better than wizards. I don't disagree with that entirely. You know, I think it's a matter of taste, but you know, c'est la vie as it were. I do thoroughly enjoy Curse of Strahd. I definitely am starting to appreciate more of the sandbox elements, and I can definitely see how everyone who is running Curse of Strahd in their different channels and stuff have their own differences and how those differences play out. I'm starting to appreciate that a lot more. As I've added this little bit, hopefully to foreshadow the upcoming mission, because as mentioned, there's only 2 of the children that are around here. I'm hoping that it's going to keep you guys invested and interested in this absolutely amazing story. So, yay! Thank you very much to everyone. Do give the channel a follow. Do subscribe if you can. Big thank you to Rycon for the subscription. Dude, you are a bloody legend. thank you so much for your support. And of course, to everyone who comes and watches us every week, we will be back here next week for more Curse of Strahd. But if you can't wait till then, what have I got going? I've got Saturday's Strange Aeons is my next game, followed by Saturday Winds of Wilderon, and Sunday's Rise of the Rune Lords. So all a whole bunch of really cool and awesome stuff there to go. Yeah, I know, balked up raid. So let's see if we raid with no people. Till next time, guys, as always, game hard or die trying.
Bye.